All right, here we go. I think we're about ready to
I
drop.
think it's time to roll tape.
Yeah, time to roll that beautiful bean footage. I'm still waiting for them to drop, but I'm going to go ahead and start this video because I think by the time we get to the close to the end, we're going to want it. So I'm going to move on.
Yep, I started it too.
Yep.
Amongst the volcanic islands of the South Pacific, opposing fleets vie for dominance across a small archipelago of lush tropical islands. The green palm trees and white sandy beaches will shortly be sullied by the gray of steel and black of gunpowder, and only one team will be declared champion. This is Trap. Trap is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination-style map with 3 cap points running in a line from southwest to northeast. The A cap is in the bottom left, B is towards the center, and C is in the top right. Each capture point has a unique island configuration that makes both assaulting and defending it a particular challenge. In the extreme southwest corner, the A cap is the least congested by islands, but remains exceptionally claustrophobic due to its proximity to the map borders. The northern and northeastern cap edges have some island cover that can be utilized by Allied cruisers, but there are precious few places to hide, and even fewer places to run. The half-submerged caldera in the center of B cap is a magnet for friendly destroyers seeking shelter from enemy fire, but hugging it too tightly, or failing to recognize when it's time to cut losses and retreat, has cost more than one intrepid destroyer captain their ship. Just a few more leagues to the northeast, the capture circle of Cap C is wide open, but the perimeter is anything but. A half-dozen islands are scattered along the rim, and, when added to those nearby, offer friendly cruisers a myriad of nooks and crannies from which to spring radar on unsuspecting destroyers as they vie for control. Trap is a challenging map for even seasoned teams to play well. Historically, action has tended to move in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion centered around the B cap, but will that remain true as new teams and new strategies enter the mix? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Trap.
All right, here we are on Trap.
That's right.
Have a look
Everybody gets to look at my pink boat.
Yeah, I haven't picked a camo yet. Remind me, and I'll do that next game. All right, let's see here. Everybody loving the Henri today. Double Henri on both teams. Double Stalingrad for TNG. Double Gearing for BRS. A lone Grozavoy for TNG. Double Wooster.
But
all right.
most importantly, Midway versus Hack.
Indeed. Well, you know, I really feel like Midway is the better choice right now.
Agreed.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
All right. Well, one of the things about the diagonal cap maps is that the carrier spawn is actually even farther from the action than it is on the horizontal maps.
Yep. So, that being said, we already see the Midway Sav Hero getting his fighters into B cap right now. And there's the Hakuryu as well.
Indeed. In fact, it looks as if Reina-chan has already dumped about at least one of the drops of the rocket planes just so that it doesn't lose them later, right?
Yeah, so that's one of those little pro strats that we see happening now in randoms. Is you drop a squad like that, and that allows you to basically keep your reserves up for longevity of the game.
Goodness
so
gracious!
You don't get deplaned as quickly.
That was fast. Synpax's Grozavoy already in B.
Yep.
And between the Grozavoy's AA, the fighter cover, the nearby Des Moines, I don't think Rain is going to be able to get in there and do anything about it. I really think TNG's got a good solid strat for picking up B very quickly on this map, and I don't think there's anything that BRS can do.
Yeah, that's an absolutely beautiful maneuver there. We've got some shots coming in on Synpax now, but he'll be perfectly fine.
Really well-coordinated capture point snatch here by TNG early on as they grab a cap here in less than 2 minutes here on Trap. Well done.
Yep. Now, if you guys are on my screen here, I don't know if you've got Team Aware enabled on yours, Rap.
I do not.
Okay. Team Aware is a mod that allows you to draw on the minimap and gives you a little bit of extra tool. So on mine right now, I can see that a lot of the players on TNG are running the Team Aware mod. The last game, they were not. So it tells me, for example, that our Montana is both Montanas now are spotted, or are lit up.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it shows you the little icon that lets you know the ship is spotted.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, I can. Yeah, and so I've got that on my little sidebars, right? Like right now, we can see the Midway, the Montana, one of the Henris. Yeah, they kind of drift in and out of spotting.
Yep, exactly. So I mean, there's multiple ways to see that.
Yep.
What it also means is you might start seeing some arrows being drawn on the mini-map and stuff like that, and it gives us a clue as to what the overall strategy is for TNG here, what they're trying to make happen.
Well, BRS has gone for a straight-up AC split. They're ignoring B entirely. We've got, of course, one gearing. That is... Whose gearing is that? That is Zulu's gearing, well into the A cap now. Bag that very easily. That holds the gap at 50 points. As the remaining BRS forces are moving up towards C. Now, Time Band's gearing has already turned away from the cap. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're bringing him back to lay some smoke for Doss's Wooster or something. We're just going to have to see here.
That's what I would probably do in this situation, is go back now. You got the cap, get back to your reinforcements, smoke them up, and allow the enemy to make the mistake of pushing too hard, too fast.
Well, very well may be what we get. Proudmoore's Henri taking some nasty damage here fairly quickly down at A.
Exactly what I was going to point out, and that's what I mean is you lose the cap, and so your initial inkling is, I got to go get it back. And you have to take the time to set things up, as Jelly Donut now discovers those torpedoes that were heading for him. I think he'll be fine, though.
He is. Stalingrad gets narrow. Now, I can't even pronounce great. Too great to be you. The TNG Montana. I just realized what his name was. He's going to dodge those as well.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Meanwhile, Henri on the other side of the map is going into C-Cap. It's interesting how TNG has split their Henris on both sides. Some teams prefer to run their Henris together.
Well, TNG's doing a really good job of putting pressure on BRS early here, right? BRS picked up the A-cap, but TNG drove an Henri in it and to stop the points, and now Zulu's gearing is essentially backing out of the cap to provide smoke for Branner's Wooster to move up and give him some closer support.
Yep, and that's exactly what we would expect to see. However, they're not quite in A-cap yet, and more importantly, that smoke is within Stalingrad's radar.
Indeed. Well, and at the C-cap, Timberland left some smoke for Das Bates Wooster, but then, Time Band, but now he's trying to get spun around so that, I assume he's trying to get back on the cap as well. Now, where is the northern Stalingrad? We have no eyes on him. Is he in radar range of the cap, you think? Oh, there he is.
Just barely, yes.
We just have spotted him. I love his name. That's hilarious.
My team is probably Potato.
My team is probably Potato. That's really
There
funny.
Comes the radar.
At A, yes.
And that gearing is being caught flat-footed right there.
Well, it was only a matter of time. They're trading.
That's Cowboys' radar.
Yep. Oh, shells. Now, who's in the smoke over there? Those are shells I wasn't expecting. Is that the Grozovoy?
That's in the Grozovoy, yes.
That's the Grozovoy. Well, I'll tell you, TNG's doing a really, really good job for the coordinated push here at A. They're going to push these guys out.
Absolutely.
I don't
Zulu
think
now at half health.
They absolutely were not expecting the Grozovoy in that position. I was not. And Zulu's lost about half of his HP. He's about to lose more of it.
Oh yeah, he's going.
He's going to be
a few more salvos.
Yep, he's going to be in real trouble.
But the Stalingrad radars. Stalingrad says, "Nope, get over here."
You got it. TNG now out to a comfortable lead here. A little more than 5 minutes gone. Sorry, a little more than 6 minutes gone here on Trap, as BRS attempts to bag their first cap as Time Band reverses into the C. Sorry, they had a cap earlier. They lost control of A.
Yep, and we see the gearing now smoking himself up and the Wooster backing into C cap there. Safio trying to make something happen, but those summoned fighters just completely wrecked him.
Indeed. The smoke at C is actually expiring now. Das Bates Wooster will no longer have the smoke at C. So now, to me, if I'm BRS, it all comes down to what I do with this A force. Zulu escaped with 780 XP, but he can't get spotted again or he's dead. A single rocket strike will wipe him out. They're doing a great job of keeping pressure on Jelly Donut Stalingrad, though. He's very low.
Right, and Simpax does not have the smoke available to keep him, get him dark. So Jelly Donut now realizing he's got to dive behind cover, but he's a ways away from that cover too.
Jelly also taking shots from the north now. Ducati's Yamato has flipped around and has been shelling him. Ah, there was the Des Moines at A that we never even knew was there. AP bomb strike coming in on him now. think they're going to back Jelly Donut, Zath. I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of force. TNG has pushed a lot of health and a lot of force into A. BRS bags the first kill of the game, though, as they do get Jelly Donut Stalingrad off the board. Oh, man, I sound like I've been drinking. Jeez.
Love it.
All stations, concentrate.
Now we got
fire on the
the
target.
heat over there up on the northern sea cap going in there, backed up by probably Potato and Montana.
Well-
I think they're realizing that they can't just allow BRS to concentrate at A unchallenged.
Well, now Ducati is also about to do something very smart. They've figured out now where just about everybody is, and so now Ducati is about to drive a Yamato into the B cap.
I'm taking their base.
All your base belong to our Yamato, apparently. But if nothing else, he's going to stop those points and force them to either put shells on him or let him have the cap.
Yeah. Big kill there.
Excellent kill for BRS down at A. They've bagged too great to be used Montana. That really puts a hurt on how much firepower TNG can bring to bear at A now.
A cap is now going to be the kiting cap, and C has to be the push cap, which we see is already going on. My team's probably Potato is already losing almost half of his health there to concentrated attacks.
Yeah, we see the torpedoes coming in astern of him, but we no longer have eyes
All
on
stations,
Potato.
Requesting fire on the designated target.
BRS doing a really good job of playing for time. TNG's aggressive play, picking up a lot of caps early, putting on the pressure. But BRS responding well, playing patiently,
Attention. Reporting the
and
target position.
looking really solid here, up 2 ships, even though they're down on points as we approach the halfway mark of the match.
Yep. Now, Ducati is about to take some torpedoes from Simpax and the Grosvenor.
Yep, they were just spotted. He's going to take one amidships, it looks like. I'm assuming there's another salvo behind that.
Attention.
Yep,
Reporting
here
the
comes the
target
other
position.
salvo. 2 more amidships. As Simpax himself is spotted just off the edge of the B cap.
All stations, reporting the
And there's
position of a
those
strategic target.
aircraft just in the right place at the right time.
Indeed. Well, BRS now realizing that they are essentially free to bag
All
A.
stations,
They've
requesting
pushed
fire on the
Tybalt's
designated
Henri
target.
into the cap. He's going to loop around. He'll be between that gap between islands on the northeastern edge of A momentarily. And here comes the TNG push at C, just like you called it, Zath.
Interesting enough,
All stations,
both battleships now on BRS are in the exact same grid square.
They are indeed, but it just worked out that way. Ducati realizing he had the ability to go back and put some pressure on them. The A-cap changes hands again. Now, one of the more interesting things that I'm noticing, Reina-chan Sakuryu is up here right in the teeth of this TNG push through C, and typical autopilot shenanigans means that Reina is reversing right now.
Not
So,
surprised.
probably need to try to get that figured out and get flipped around and get your full speed behind you, or BRS's carrier might be under threat.
Beautiful job spotting the Worcester here. Das Bait is now detected.
Concentrate
Torpedo
fire
strike
on the
coming in on
designated
Storm.
target.
He's about to get a lot of pain.
Oh, Prawn Potato just got some pretty bad AP bombs, and yeah, that Storm guy is definitely
Storm
Bombs
takes
up the DCP.
Storm takes 3 torpedoes. The focus fire has been beating up on Heed's Henri.
Oh, they're all pretty much beaten up
They're
at
all
this point.
they're all fairly beat up now. The survivors of the Giant class at A literally about to step onto the B cap here, moving as one
Concentrate
large
fire on
group.
the
The
enemy
Montana
warship.
on the western flank, Ducati's Yamato on the eastern flank, with Branner's Worcester in the middle.
Yeah, I'm amazed that the carrier didn't do anything about Ducati. He was all
All
by
stations,
himself. That's
requesting fire
that's
on the
perfect for any
designated
carrier
target.
driver, you know. He didn't punish.
Calling for focus fire on Heed, and there he goes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Storm is going to get a torp drop. If that causes a flood, that's game over for him.
BRS up three ships now. More torpedoes coming in on Storm. He's getting cross-dropped. He's got gearing torps. And midway torps. No, Hakuryu torps.
Yep.
He's
And
healing.
no flood.
He managed to survive as TNG's midway bags time band. Yep, that's their first kill of the game. Sorry, had a brain fart there. Had to look. Storm survives, but he's not on the cap anymore. BRS the only ones ticking up points now as Reina-chan finally bags Potatoes Stalingrad here at sea as well. TNG...
Those AP bombers did the trick this time.
TNG falls behind for the first time this game on the strength of BRS's cap control and their significant kill advantage.
Yeah, this is pretty much a done deal.
Well, we'll see. Storm's going to get one really good salvo here to take out Das Bait. There's a good hit, but he can't get the stern guns off in time.
And the bombs even.
Just to add insult to injury.
Here, have a couple.
You know, one of the things that BRS does an excellent job of, Zaf, is rotating their badly wounded ships out of spotting. Zulu has survived on 780 HP for the better part of 6 or 7 minutes.
Yep, and we didn't see him for a very long time. We still haven't seen him.
He's on the extreme eastern edge of the B cap, and the Des Moines could radar and spot him, but they wouldn't have shots on him. The Des Moines has got bigger problems right now. He's in the middle of 6 ships who are all shooting at him. Now, he may get the Wooster. Let's see what happens. He's certainly going to try.
Definitely has an advantage here in a bow-on engagement against a Wooster. Wooster just has 2 turrets versus Cowboys 2 as well, but it's basically 6 guns versus 4.
Yep, Cowboys got more shells. He is going to bag this Wooster. Surely he's got to get that done. There it goes.
Surely.
Yep.
And there's the AP bombers on Cowboy. And there goes Cowboy.
Indeed. All over but the crying here on Trap. BRS looking very solid against TNG. TNG very aggressive early, but BRS playing almost a European-style patient waiting game and just slowly whittling down TNG's forces in the right place.
And there we go. There goes the gearing.
They finally do bag BRS's gearing. Well, that does narrow the gap a bit, and the Simpax's Grozovoy is back on A. That's going to allow them to hold the gap a little bit, but Ducati takes out the Henri, and literally TNG is now down to Simpax's Grozovoy and Safiro's Midway.
Time for a solo warrior, I think.
GG's flying. Yeah, I was going to say, here comes TNG with the GGs. They realize that, they've played a good game, but BRS has bested them here on Trap. It's simply a matter of mop-up now.
Bio 4.
Reina-chan has fighters down, scouring the A-cap, looking for Simpax's Grozovoy. Yep, spotted now, literally right in the middle of the cap. Thibault's Henri right there, bringing in the shells.
It's interesting that we saw Hakuryu, those AP bombers, actually effective versus the last game where neither of them were effective.
Indeed. What's really interesting to me is that Simpax still hasn't even turned on his AA.
Really?
Yeah, it's off. He's not even shooting at these two little dinky Hakuryu rocket planes that are keeping him lit. Like,
that's interesting because he's got defensive
shoot him down.
Fire.
Yeah, he's got defensive fire. Shoot him down. I mean, the game's over. I suppose maybe that's where his rationale. Like, whatever. The game's over. He's literally going broadside to this Henri.
Yeah, he stopped. I see that now.
Yeah, he's still moving, but he's not really actively maneuvering. I think he knows this is just a matter of time, so. Long-range shells coming in. All miss. One more salvo from the Henri should knock this out. And there we go.
That's it.
BRS claims the game. They will move to 2-0 here in the Swiss stage of King of the Sea 8 on North America.
That turned out to be quite the game.
Look at the plane kills in Das Bait's Wooster. Look at that.
Wow.
Oof.
That's why you bring a Wooster and you pop it into smoke. And you notice how there's a Wooster on both flanks with a gearing on both flanks, working them together.
The gearing Wooster pair worked very, very well for BRS. They did finally lose Zulu and they lost Time Band as well, but man, they got a lot of work out of those gearings before they did, because those gearing torpedoes, honestly, the gearing torpedoes did major damage to both TNG battleships.